Hello, my name's Linda Dolke. I'm a demonstrator with Stampin'Up here in Australia, and today I'm making with you a watercoloured card using the Waterfront stamp set. It's by popular demand. Lots of people have asked me to show you how easy this is to do. So sit back and I hope you enjoy it. My watercoloured card today, this one, has been very loosely interpreted from this photograph that I found on Pinterest. I just googled landscape photography and lots of things come up, and the reason that I'm looking for particular types of scenery is because I'm using this stamp set. This one's called the Waterfront stamp set. It's available in our Occasions catalogue, and I love so many things in this catalogue, but I have to tell you that this is my favourite stamp in the whole catalogue. I just think it's amazing the things you can do with it, and if you've been following along some of the other things I've done on my blog, you would have already seen a few, but this is the first tutorial I'm showing how to actually paint with these stamps and to get a real watercoloured look. So getting your supplies together, the first thing you're going to need is some good sturdy watercolour paper. We here at Stampin' Up do have some fabulous quality watercolour paper, but what you're going to be looking for is a nice heavy watercolour paper that has got to hold water well. So usually a good watercolour paper will have a bit of texture to it, and this one does. So I find this fabulous. The other thing is I then go looking for the right stamps. So when I look for a photograph online or in my collection, I'm looking for something that's going to have some mountains, probably some trees, probably some water, and maybe clouds and sky, because the stamps in this set, I have the trees, I have the mountain, I have watery kind of a look here, and they're the main stamps that I'm using. I'm actually not using all that many stamps in the set, but I can get everything I need just from those few. So I'm going to keep that one here so you can see kind of roughly what I'm doing. And I'm going to start out, I find it easiest when I'm starting to map out my scene first, and the first thing I do is try and work out, okay, where do I want my horizon? On this one, if I'm using the whole piece, so if I'm not leaving like a space at the bottom for a sentiment or something like that, and I didn't on the original, I actually went with the whole piece, but others I have, like if you look at this one here, you can see I left a space down the bottom to add a sentiment, and you could do that too, so move the whole thing up a little bit. But I wanted my horizon to be slightly below half as it is on the photograph. So I'm going to come in now. You could just use a wash for your horizon if you want to, or I like to use a block because it'll give me a nice straight edge. So what I do is I decide what colour I'd like to use, and in this case, actually I should talk colours quickly too. When I look for colours, I really try and see exactly what colour, and some of the colours you see when you really go looking can be surprising. So for example, here there's actually very dark green, but I wasn't sure that I wanted to go with the green. I can also see navy and I can see black, so definitely navy and black in here, and that is what I used on the other card. There's actually blue and purple through here, so there's actually like a wisteria wonder kind of a colour here, which I will use, and then as it fades back it gets lighter and lighter. That's easy to achieve just with some stamping off. Near the edge here I'm sort of back to blackish navy again near the edge of the water, and as it comes down it gets more navy. This really bright blue in the middle, I thought the colour closest to that was actually Pacific Point, which is very blue, and I did use that on my first one, and I'm thinking maybe it's too blue even though it does match the photograph. So I'm actually today going to go with something a little more subtle, not quite as bright as that Pacific Point blue. So okay. And of course you can see there's quite a bit of white space in there too. White here where the light is hitting the water, I've just left that blank, left it white so that it looks like it's brighter, and also some wider areas at the edge of the waterline there. And the sky, I mostly did very light soft sky, and I'll show you how I did that. That's actually when I'm creating my horizon, that's where I want to go. So I'm going to pull out my soft sky ink pad, and I'm actually going to start by inking up the whole block. You notice I'm starting out with a nice clean piece of grid paper underneath my work. It certainly won't be clean by the time we're done. Okay, so I've actually got this whole thing inked up, and I'm actually going to use a spritzer a spritzer, which has just got water. You could do this little water spray bottle as well. And make sure I've got the nozzle facing in the right direction, and I'm just going to spray that over here. Now I actually also want to make sure that my watercolor paper is damp as well, not particularly wet, but just going to spray that a couple of times, and rather than saturating it, then just come in with my aqua pen and kind of go over that. And then I don't want this to be as blue as this, so I'm actually going to stamp it off, and then I'm going to use this to create just more than halfway a horizon, which will be made by the straight line down here. And you can see what's really cool about using your block like this is it will leave little sort of pools of water in funny places, which actually can add to the way your sky looks. So your sky immediately has life to it, which is fabulous. And I'm leaving fingerprints all down the bottom here. Just as well, I am covering the whole thing. You might want to make sure your fingers, because I've been doing several of these, my fingers are a bit grubby. So yeah, so it's created a nice straight horizon for us, and we've got some interesting things happening up here. Okay, that's a good place to start. The next thing I usually do, let's bring our picture back in, is I start with the mountains first. And I do actually use the mountain stamp, if you can see that one there, to create the shape of my mountains. As you can see, they're not even close to the shape, but that's okay. We're going to start, and I'm going to start with the navy this time. And I'm going to ink it up. And I think I do want it fairly strong. You can stamp it off if you're not sure. And just above that horizon line, and you can see that the bottom of the mountain starts halfway, like right down the middle there at halfway. So I'm going to be going, so the bottom of the mountain is halfway. And you can see I've made this shape, which has got nothing to do with the picture at the moment, but that's okay. We're going to make it. So I'm now wanting to build up the shape of the mountain. So I'm going to come up a little higher and higher again. Okay, so I've now kind of got a shape similar. Don't worry about the natural little contours and things. Yours isn't going to be the same as the picture. That's okay. It's just an interpretation. And also there's a bit here to fill in as well, so I'll fill that in with the edges. And if you want to, this is a good time to get your aqua painter and just go over any lines that you don't particularly like or fill it in. Okay. Now, also on my picture, it continues kind of across here as well. So I'm actually going to use, this is a really useful stamp. It's just like a straight watercolor, like as if it's been a straight line drawn with a watercolor brush. That's what this reminds me of. So I'm actually going to use my same blue, and I want this to sort of continue across here. So I'm going just above that. Okay, and we're going to have it so it goes all the way across. See how the line isn't straight? That actually is perfect because it adds to the edge of the waterline, which of course would not be a straight line, and it makes it look like it is about right. Okay, I'm now going to try and do this kind of foreground mountain just here, which is also kind of, in my mind, quite a navy in colour. So I'm going to bring that up. And maybe a little higher, like so. You can add your brush to go over the smoothie edges if you want to. I actually don't think it needs it. It's absolutely fine. And then I'm going to clean that off. I've got my Stampin' Scrub here. Now the other thing is that, to me, even these look nice navy, but they are more black here. So I'm actually going to go over some of what I've done with my Momento pad. Momento is great because it is water soluble, and so it also will provide you with a great wash look. So I'm just going to go over what I did before. This time I am going to add in some water with my aqua pen to sort of mix those colours together, so it doesn't look like black over navy. I want it to actually look like over. I'm actually going to leave that navy there. I think that looks nice. It's bleeding a little bit here. That's cool. That adds to that whole watercolour look as well. The more water you add with an aqua brush, the more bleeding you will get, but that's okay. You can add to the whole look. Okay, mixing that navy and that black together a little. And if I wanted to do the same thing with the straight watercolor line that we added in before, just gonna add a little bit of black to that too. So now it's more of a blackish navy. It's kind of both colors are mixing really nicely there. Right, can you kind of see how those two shapes now are similar? Now, it doesn't have any, that looks like, you know, there's just trees in the middle and no hills, and there are hills here, but I'm actually going to now go in with the colour that I can see next, which is kind of a wisteria colour, so I'm going with that Wisteria Wonder that we have. Make sure that my stamp is clean, using the same mountain stamp. And I'm going to create a mountainy look. You can see the lighter colour makes the mountain look like it's a little further away, and I'm going to add another one. Something there, but also I want it to come across more, but I want these ones to look further away, so I'm going to stamp that off. And you can see now as we come across, we're adding more and more. Now I don't want to build this up too much. I want to stamp that off again. I'm actually going to stamp it off twice this time because I want it to be really light. You can just see the hint of a mountain there at the back, and that's great. I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay, so my sky is kind of interesting, and I've got some mountains and things appearing. Then I've got my waterline here. Now there are actually some little trees and big trees all over here. Whether or not you want to worry about the trees, if you have a look at my original, I added just a few to give a hint of trees so that people, when you look at it, your brain fills in with the trees. But for this one, I think I might just leave it as it is. And I'm going to go back to my straight line. This straight line one is fantastic for accentuating a shoreline. It really looks good. I'm going to leave a little bit of white at the edge of the line because that'll look a little bit like beach. And then I'm going to come in here with my navy because I can see quite a dark colour at the edge here. And I'm going to, like I said, leave a little bit of space. And I'm going to come across and I'm going to add this line here. And I'm going to turn it up the other way so that it doesn't look identical as I go across. And I'm going to go the rest of the way. Okay, does that make sense? And because I don't want that to be too much of a straight line, especially at the bottom, I'm just going to add a little bit of water to the bottom of that. Okay, now we kind of have a softer line at the bottom, and I've got a beach over here as well. So as we start to come down, I've got this kind of watery look here, and I'm going to come in here with this, and I'm going to stamp it over this side. It's sort of coming down in this area, and maybe a little more, maybe angle a little bit so it comes down a bit more. Okay, so like this, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Leave a little gap if you like. Okay, so now our water is coming down on this side here. And then I'm going to, now I said I didn't want to choose quite as bright a blue this time, and I actually really don't. So my options would be Pool Party or Bermuda Bay. Pool Party's the lighter one, so I'm thinking maybe I'll start with Pool Party, and I can always go up to Bermuda Bay if I want to. So this time I'm using my watery look here. Okay. Quite nice, and we've sort of got our reflections of the mountains above and sort of the sky is being reflected as well. So I'm just going to soften those together a little. Okay, now it's this is quite a straight line. I don't want it to be quite that straight. So I'm actually going to come in here with my Pool Putty again, but I'm going to stamp it off, and I'm going to make it less straight. You can see every time you do this, it's going to come out completely different. Alright, so we've kind of got that happening. And then I've got my little trees. These little guys, I love these. They add character to your picture. Make sure I'm using the black for this because I'm trying to create a silhouette, and I'm going to start right down the bottom corner here, but low down, only doing just the tops of the trees. And as I come across, I'm going to get a little higher. And you can see why it doesn't matter if you do get a few smudges across the bottom, because we're going to, I'd like to actually build that up even more. You can keep adding more and keep on filling in the trees to make it look more like a forest. Okay, so it looks like this. Alright, so we've kind of got something similar going on here. The only thing I would want to do now is maybe add into the sky, and I'm actually going to use some Whisper White. There's a couple of things you could do. You could daub a little bit over the edges. I don't want to add very much, but I find this smushy stamp, I don't know what else to call it, this one here is quite good for adding clouds, because they do look kind of like clouds. And even in the white, you can see it gives you almost a grey look. And I do use grey sometimes in the sky, which would give me a little bit of a darker look as well. Alright, I'm going to actually, like this picture here, I can see some of this blue is also reflected up here in the sky, and I'm going to do that as well, but I'm going to use the same colour I used down here in the water to sort of reflect that look. So I'm going to use the same stamp I just used, which I'll just put down, there it is. You can see you can achieve this look with not very many stamps at all. You actually don't need very many. I'm going to actually bring that across the top. And then I'm going to soften that with my... So you just kind of want to add a little bit of water so the edges are not quite as sharp. And I'm going to call that one finished. So there's not a lot to it. You can see how I created the shape of the hills just by building up the stamps and changing the angle. And down here I just basically created reflections by doing something very similar. I'm just gonna, and by leaving a few white spaces you create the look of sunlight or light hitting something, or over here it looks a little like a beach. There you go. That's how easy this is. So I hope you have a lot of fun with this. This stamp set is so much fun to play with, and actually I'm getting a little bit addicted to creating all these lovely different landscapes, and I've been printing out pictures. I even started a Pinterest board called Landscapes to Watercolour. So yeah, there's lots and lots and lots of them going on. I even did, here you go, there's a tropical one, although I wasn't happy with the way I didn't make my sun bright enough, but I'll come back to that and have a bit more of a play with it. Anyway, lots of fun. I hope you like that today. Every time you do it, it will come out different, but that's part of the fun. Enjoy. Bye.